active dry yeast, yes, is Polish. You have to spell it here, yeah, Polish. So this is originally, so was created first time in Austria, and then when France and Austria, they have a war, they took it. So now France, they claim that it's theirs. No, it's okay, take it, it's fine, I don't care, yeah. So, but it was originally in Austria, yeah, in Linz, precisely. So what is here? We know always flour is what? Percentage. 100%. So guess what? The water here, the hydration, it's 100%. So that means what? When you mix it, what do you think you see right here? 100% of bread flour, 100% of water. It's pretty wet, right? You cannot shape it. You see that? So every single time when you hear 1-to-1 ratio, like 100% bread flour, 100% water, it's wet, yeah? Now, the amount of yeast depending how fast you want it. So let's see, if I want to put it that it's going to be ready in 3 days, you know, I want to put like a tiny 2 grams right there, yeah? But for us, because we do it the day before, the percentage is about 0.1%. So you have 100% bread flour, 100% water, 0.1% of yeast, and you mix it, and you put it in a container that is almost double the size of what you have. Why? It's going to ferment overall. Let's talk about bakers. Smell. Let's pass it around. So this is usually the polish is going to take about 15 to 16 hours at room temperature. This is a little bit more over fermented. It can smell a bit sour, but by nature, group 1, when you are going to use the polish, you are going to see that it's more a little bit nutty. It's a little bit creamy, it's a bit sweet. So polish has a sweet flavor, nutty flavor, yeah? Why do we think we use it? For flavor, extended shelf life, extensibility. This is a preferment of choice for baguettes. Why? Because extensibility. What is the shape of the baguette? So it helps you easily to shape it without tearing. So this is a preferment that is ideal for baguettes. Can you use another? Yes, but it's ideal for baguettes. Okay, so now we are going to have we're still in Europe, so we are having another preferment that is bigger. So I want to tell you this one, nobody pick it, but look at that. Can you see it? Very wet, right? Biga, B-I-G-A, biga. So biga is from Italy, from Lake Como, because that is where ciabatta was originated from, Lake Como in Italy. And ciabatta meaning, who knows what ciabatta means? Slipper.
What is it?
So you eat like a slipper.
Grandpa slipper.
Slipper.
Oh.
Slipper. Why? Because in Lake Como there are a lot of like Pinocchio, people that they like to make slippers. Yeah. So can you see it? It's pretty what? It's stiffer, right? You see it stiffer. So always the bread flour is what? And then the hydration here is between 50 to 55%. So can you see it smelling very strong, very pungent? This type of preferment, bigger, is mostly used, probably more than 90%. It's used in Italian baked flour, ciabatta, focaccia, you name it, fugazi, there's so many things, yeah? Very sour. Okay, so Polish is coming from what country?
Austria.
It was originated from there, but who claimed it?
France.
Everything that is good in this earth, they said, is ours. Biga originated in Italy and is mostly used for, and they give you the reason why they use stiff is because their flour is weak. The land is not as strong like ours. The flour is very weak, so they put a stiff biga to help with the strength of the gluten, yeah? You got it, guys? Everything is, All right. Now we have a sponge. We are still in Europe. So sponge is the only pre-ferment that, again, the flour is 100%. Hydration is between 60 65. But it's the only pre-ferment that I'm sorry, no, it's a preferment that, let's go back. So it's like that, 50-55, 100% flour, that was the hydration. And this sponge is originally from England. And it's still stiff, you see it? It smells differently.
I'll wait until you're done talking.
And then this one is the one that you can mix it and it's fermenting in 20 minutes. Or you, by adjusting the yeast, if you have too much yeast, the yeast can be a variable that can change. If I put 5% yeast in this one, it's going to be ready in 15-20 minutes. And you are using this one for challah, a sponge. So you are going to make the sponge the day off, and 15-20 minutes later, it's ready. Because all the yeast, you put it in, you are not putting it in a final dough. And then you can, if you want to make a bread that it has a sponge, you put less yeast and fermenting for 12 hours, 18 hours, yeah? Okay, I have two questions here. Let's start with you.
Yes, just really quick for like the
Let's pass it
percentages.
on, yeah.
If you have the flour, 100 grams, and you say 60%, you're saying to add 60% of the
So it's 60
flour
grams.
of water.
So it's like
right?
if you say
60
100, so it's
right.
100 grams of flour, 60 grams of water.
Okay, I just want to make sure
Yeah.
that is the percentage
Yes,
we're talking
yes,
about.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. Yeah. Okay, so sponge is in, yeah, oh sorry.
What are the yeast percentages for the sponge and the Vita?
So the it's right there on the,
So
I mean
one or
again, it's
more.
approximately, the yeast in a Vita is 0.8 to 0.1%, you know, depending. That is the baker always adjusting. Sponge, I mentioned that if you want the sponge that to be ready in 20, it can be 3%, 4%. But if you want the sponge to be ready the next day, it's like 0.1. This is a variable that always the baker evaluates, yeah? By the way, this is originally from England and was served for loaf breads. You know, the British, they like to have what? A noon time. Tea, and then for sandwiches. This is perfect. So we are going to make pain de mie eventually, and then we are going to have those tea sandwiches, like sandwiches for tea. And the choice of the preferment is sponge. Yeah? Okay, so now we have the fourth preferment, yeasted preferment. Yeasted, commercial yeasted preferment, yes? It's called pâte fermentée. Pâte fermentée, that is basically an old dough. So let's see, an old dough, you make baguettes, you shape it, and you have a little bit that is left over. And you ask me, Chef, what am I going to do with this dough? Eat it? No, I'm not going to ask you that. But I will say, hey, you know what? We are going to make some bread tomorrow. Do me a favor, put it in refrigeration. And that is the pâte fermentée, old dough. Yeah. So this is the only pre-ferment that hydration can vary depending what bread it was making. And also it's the only pâte fermentée that has what? Salt. Because why? It was already mixed in already, yeah? So you see have a different volume because salts controls fermentation, yeah? So this pâte fermentée is the only pâte fermentée, and it doesn't belong no in our country, thank God. Nobody claim it, let's put it this way. And it's an old dough that, you know, contains salt, yeah? Okay, questions about yeasted, commercial yeasted pre-ferment. All of you in my class, all of you, all the teams, you are going to make a pre-ferment in one point or the other. If your recipe is going to ask for a pre-ferment, usually it's at the beginning. The formula is provided with the pre-ferment on top. So what that means to do? You need to mix it. Because you need to ferment overnight to put it in a final dough. Does that make sense? So always pre-ferments that are on top, they need to be mixed the day off. Leave it overnight to ferment and then put it in a final dough. Yeah? Okay. So the liquid levain, this is the one, so there's different names, yeah? So we have here two sourdough culture. One is white, is made only with bread flour, white bread flour. And this is another one that's made with 100% rye flour, completely different creature. They look different, right? Guess what? They taste different, they smell different. So I'm going to pass one here and one here. In my class, you don't use much rye, but you might have, and this is the sourdough culture. So basically, you don't have commercial yeast. What do you think you have? wild yeast. I'm not going there. You are going to elaborate a sourdough in advanced class. Here you are going to learn how to perpetuate it, how to maintain it, to stay fresh, active, and healthy. Yes? And how we are going to do it. Which one you like? The right? Yeah, right? So what is inside there? So it's just flour and water, right?
Yeah.
And then wild creature, that you can do it in 5-7 days, you can create your own. But again, this is not the class that we are going to cover the sourdough. So this is the class that you are going to be introduced to the sourdough. So your goal is I'm going to ask you as a group to create, to perpetuate. I'm going to give you a little bit of starter. So basically you take a part of my culture, or this sourdough starter, and you are mixing with flour and water, and you are going to put it in one of these containers. That's the other way. You are going to put it in one of these containers, and do me a favor, to be sure you know you are feeding properly, I want you to name it. My sourdough is Jedi. I call it Jedi because give me that strength. Oh, yeah. So you choose the name of your baby sourdough. Please don't change it. Only one time you do it, and that's it. So how you are going to do it? So before Natalia is going to the yes.
The autumn.
Oh, perfect. So that's 20 minutes, right? So before you go, guys, yeah. Before Natalia is going away, I want her to stay here to see it. So you have, this is my sourdough, yes? Can you see it? It's fermented, beautiful, a lot of bubbles, yes? So what you need to do, all of as a team. So how many containers I should have? 6, right? So what you are going to do, you are taking from this sourdough, not the rye, only the white, yes? And I have more for you. So you are going to take only a percentage, like about 40%. So how many grams? 40 grams if you do it like that. And then you are going to add 100 grams, which is 100% of red flour, and 100 grams of water. That I wanted the water to be around 70 degrees-ish. Give or take, yeah? So again, you take, but I want double of this. So what that means? Because the containers, and I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to show you how to make it, yeah? The containers for you. So you are going to take a stainless steel container. Yeah. Have a scale, your micro scales. The scales that you have in your toolkit, yes. And then get a stainless steel container and scale. I want double of this. So how much water? 200 grams of water. What's the temperature?
70.
Yeah, that's even of that. And then how much flour?
200.
What flour? Red flour. And then how much ripe sourdough culture? 80 grams. Starter, I call it. And then you are going to mix all these in a stainless steel bowl. And then you are going to take that mass, it's going to be liquid. You put it in, you put your lid, and you label it with your name that you choose for your baby, yeah? And then we are going to put it in these sheet pans right here. I call class sourdough starters, yes? What happened tomorrow? So tomorrow, yeah, is going to be already ripe. So what you need to do? Same thing. And what you can do with the leftover? You can make bread. You can make your own sourdough culture. I know it's a bit confusing, it's very hard to follow, but you need to trust me. Right now, we need to create the babies, yeah? You need to create it, perpetuate it, maintain it, healthy. Yes? Good? Okay? And then I'm going to talk with this sourdough team because those are This is the one that is a class one. Just hypothetically, some accident happened, I need to go back up. Yeah. Good. Questions, guys? So rye, you don't need to do it, but usually rye is different. It's the same thing, 1 to 1, like 100%. So it's 100% or 100 grams of rye flour, 100% of water, and rye likes to have a higher temperature, 80-85 degree, because it likes warmer environment. And instead of 40%, it likes a little more, 50% starter. Same thing. Yeah. But rye is different creature and likes to drink more water. It's a bit steeper. And yeah, good. So then I want. So how about this? I know that I need to do the authorities. That's okay. Remember, I'm not begging. So 20 minutes disappear. Thank you so much, Ben. Let's give you more. How long do you think it's going to take you to mix 3 ingredients? Get the container, which is right here. And I hope we have leads. If not, I want the student to go next door. Maybe you can grab some containers, some leads from the other door. Put a lead, a tape here or on the lead, whatever you like, your name or your baby, and then bring it to the sour team. How long is it going to take you? How many? And remember, you need to do some dishes too. Speaking of dishes, yes, I feel the sink for you. Again, I don't have a person that is coming here. Who's coming here first, doing the sinks? When you're draining the sink, you need to say loud. Draining, and everybody's not coming to the dishes, yes. I know that you learn to do